I was together with Bianca at the University of Minnesota under the public management track. And I am a public health professional, also a business person. And I had the privilege to read and score some of the applications for the 2023-2024 round. So it's an honor and a pleasure to interact with a lot of you and share my experience. Thank you, Beata.
Thank you very much, Vera. Thank you very much, ladies, for that beautiful introduction. And as the last born, I'll introduce myself. To those of you who do not know me, my name is Beata Medimatasane, and I'm born and bred in Lesotho, the beautiful mountain kingdom. But I'm currently in Glasgow right now as a 2023-2024 Shipman Scholar. And I am a Mandela Washington Fellow, like the ladies, and also a Mandela Washington Reader, and also a PDE, but a virtual PDE Fellow. So we are just so happy to join and to kind of share our experiences with all of you guys. And I would love to congratulate each and every one of you. I know some of you worked very hard to be where you are, and some of you are just here to probably just listen and then maybe reapply again next year. So to all of you, I am super proud of you, and let us keep continuing and let us keep doing the good work that we're doing in our mother African continent. So without any further ado, guys, I don't know who would love to start, Kinewe or Vera, but any of you guys to like at least share with us, like according to you or in your views, like what would you say is or are the best tips of nailing the interview?
Okay, I think I can start because where I am is starting to rain. So before the noise disrupts, I think I can start. First of all, congratulations to everyone for reaching this far. The Mandela Washington Fellowship is one of the programs that is very competitive. So for you reaching this far, it's really a huge achievement. You should be proud of yourself. So going to the interview, from my side, I think it's more of sharing your story, owning your story beyond the essays that you wrote. Of course, they would take it from the essays that you had, but then, oh my God, the rain. So maybe someone can just start. Maybe I can.
Oh, please excuse me, Vera. I think there's someone
I
who...
don't know what it is. I would be able to see some of the comments that you put. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know whose mic. Can you please mute your mics, guys? And the only person speaking should be the one unmuting her mic. Thank you. Okay, not unless that was Vera saying it's raining, because I started hearing a lot of background noise. But if you hear Vera, oh, you're still here. I'm not sure. I didn't hear well what you were saying. Please come again.
Okay, yes, I'm still here. I was saying that maybe you can go ahead and start. Maybe while I wait for the rain to come down, because with the rain and the sound, I think I would be less audible. So maybe let me just wait for 5 minutes and see.
Okay, no
That's what
problem. Okay.
But she's very clear now. We can hear like very clearly.
Oh, okay. If you can hear me very clearly, then it's fine. I can proceed.
Okay.
So I was saying that the interview is pretty much sharing your experience beyond the essays that you wrote. So the foundation will be the essays that you wrote. They would love to hear more, like how are you going, or how are you demonstrating your leadership. So the fellowship mostly is about leadership, networking, and volunteerism. And I think they are very high on the networking spirit as well as the volunteerism part. So I understand that the essays that you wrote, you guys, there was a component on leadership, how you have demonstrated leadership in your community, be it in your working space, how are you networking for influence, and also volunteerism. So you just have to own your story. Be be real. Yeah, you don't have to cook out everything, but only that you're sharing your own story. Like what are the achievements that you've made so far? and also like your aspirations. Most importantly, why are you looking forward to participating in the Mandela Washington Fellowship? Because you can share your experience here, but then why? What is prompting you to join the Mandela Washington Fellowship? So, as I say, that they are high on networking. Going to the fellowship, I think it's an opportunity for you to interact and connect, not only to the people that you do it as part of. Oh, cannot hear me. Yeah,
No, I can still hear you, but can I please just mute everyone and then you will unmute yourself, please? Because there's
yeah.
someone.
I think maybe let's just go with you can start
Okay.
or make sure that everyone is hearing.
I have just muted each and every one of us, and then when you speak, then that is when you'll unmute yourself because I can hear a background noise.
My apologies for that. Oh my goodness.
No, it's not you. It's not you. It's okay. It's not you. It's a participant. It's not you. It's okay. You can continue. Or did you say we should continue? Hello? Okay. I think she said we should continue. So should I chip in or will you chip in anyway? Okay.
You can chip in.
Okay. All right.
Better.
Okay, thank you. All right. The first thing, well, in no particular order, but this one is the first one, guys, is pray without ceasing and pray intentionally. Like I cannot do what I'm still admitting other people, so I got distracted. Sorry. I cannot shy away from that one because we know, guys, Satan doesn't love good things. And obviously, this fellowship brings the good things. So there are so many minor challenges that could probably try to disturb you as a person. And please try as much as possible to pray very hard. Ask for God to protect you and guide you through this whole thing. Like, because I know the waiting period is kind of long and it might cause a lot of problems for some of you. So make sure that when you pray intentionally. Tell God that you want your name to be mentioned. If ever in your country they need one Mandela Washington Fellow, tell him that you want that one name to be yours. And trust me, he will not disappoint you. And then the basic thing or why they really want you guys to go for an interview, it's just to prove to it that indeed you are the ones who did write that application, like nobody wrote it for you. Like so, like Vera has already said, make sure that you are as natural as possible, be authentic, because I know when not being authentic, it's not going to be something that is very much easy. And try to stay calm. Sometimes I know that it's so not easy to like speak, especially in English, to people whom you do not know and whatnot. Like those people are the most sweetest people ever. If you are a shy person, make sure that you don't look at them, but don't look down. Instead, look on their foreheads, as some people usually say, but don't show them that you're kind of scared of them. Yeah. So make sure that you also dress in a very comfortable way. I won't say formal as such, I would say in a comfortable way. If you're a person that love doing formal, go for it. If you don't like it, go for whatever that makes you happy. Because also clothes can somehow suffocate you. You know, ladies, like you'll be working with high heels and whatnot, and then the next thing when you are in the interview room seated, your feet are aching. That can distract you. It's a small thing, but it's very, 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 very huge. And make sure that you narrate your story whichever way that you want as a person, because it's all about you. Make sure that you do what you make them hear about you. They shouldn't hear about you, but you are the one who has to tell them how or what you have really made. So the other thing is do what? Read all the essays that you wrote. Sometimes it might happen that the questions that are in the essays are asked, but indirectly. For instance, I know there is a leadership essay, the leadership and networking essay. Sometimes they might just ask you like, okay, so who is your icon or who is your role model? don't be scared. Don't shy away. If you are your own role model, don't shy away. Tell them that yes, you are your role model, and also tell them why you are saying that or why you're stating that, because you can't just say, okay, Nelson Mandela is my role model, and then just stop there. No. As one of the readers, like I saw some of the mistakes. I won't mention which country I was marking, but I saw one of the mistakes that were done. People writing one sentence or one word, and there was like, this is not it. Like, this is not it. It's true, you don't even have to write all the words that are needed from you, but at least write something that is very much tangible, and something that you'll be like, yes, I know I wrote something that is really good and that is really impacting, or that is really, I don't know how to explain it, something that is what something that is evident. Yeah, don't just write for the sake of writing. The same way as when you answer, do not just answer the question for the sake of answering the question and then be like, okay, I did answer the question. Tell them why you say that thing is that way. If you say you are your own role model, tell them that I have encountered numerous challenges. Don't make them ask you which numerous challenges, what was happening, when, why do you say that was a challenge to you? How did you also overcome that? Like, make sure that when you talk, everyone will be like, oh my God. Even if they forgot your name, they'll be like, that girl or that gentleman is the one. Like, no matter what, he has to be the one because of how you present yourself, how you utter, and be confident, guys. Be confident. I know our personalities are kind of different, but try as much as possible, like from now, if you haven't done so, if you're a shy person, speak in front of the mirror, speak to yourself, no matter how people might call you, like your family members. I know some of them will be teasing you like you are insane or whatnot. Don't mind them, because right now it's just all about you and nobody else. And then what they also want to know is like, what is so different, what is so special about you that we have to say, okay, fine, I see now why we opt for this person. I would just like to make a relatable example, because I can see some people, I know a few of you, and we are still what kind of age mate, we're still young. They like saying, so what do you bring to the table in relationships? I bring myself, man. What do you think? I bring myself with 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let me make an example. With me, I would say, what's so different about you? I was the first sign language interpreter to be admitted, or to be, yes, to be chosen for the fellowship. And from the onset, I knew that I was going to be chosen. Why? Because of the impact, because of the work that I did. Just to mention a little bit, such that maybe you can try to have, what is this, a picture of how you have to present it. I was working at one of the televisions in my country, and there was a point whereby we were not even being paid. But because I had seen that there was a gap of, most of you would agree, even if you're not coming from Lesotho, that people with hearing loss do what, they're kind of segregated on televisions or almost everywhere. But in this example that I'm making, televisions do not have what sign language interpreters incorporated in all the programs. It is certain programs, and it's not all of them. So I was like, no matter the challenge that I am having of not being paid, I am still going to volunteer my experiences. Why? Not to benefit myself as such, but also to try to be selfless, because the deaf are really missing out on the news, especially the news, yeah, because that was the hugest thing. So I was like, okay, so because I am able to interpret and it doesn't cost me that much, why don't I just volunteer my expertise to them, such that they are at least at par with us, like knowing what is really happening in the whole world or whatnot. And that was really a massive example. And then the other recent example is, I would say that for the first time in my country, I was appointed as an interpreter that was working with the current political parties. It was a new political party. I won't mention it. If you know it, you know it. It was a new political party. And to be nominated just like that, even without sending an application, it was something that spoke or that was speaking volumes. And also what happened there. I was interrupting, I was interpreting, and then interpreting for who? For the deaf people. Who are the deaf people? They are one of the marginalized groups whom we could agree to say that their voices are not that heard. Believe you me, when the elections were completed, that political party managed to be in the present coalition. And it did not just manage to be in the present coalition, but what did it do? It is a leading party. Can you see how I narrate this whole thing? And it wasn't the only one. There's the other sister political party. It just joined recently. If you know it, it's fine. If you don't know it, it's still fine. I won't mention political parties. But I also did manage to interpret there. And also, it means that you are able to be selfless. They don't want someone who is just going to be like, yes, it has always been my dream to go to United States, to fly, to see the world, whatnot. No, it's not about that. It's not about that. What are you going to give us? So for now, I still have some other points, but for now, can I please give my other sisters? Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Beata. That was beautiful. Hey. Let me just first congratulate. Oh, guys, English is not Englishing, but we'll try. Let me just first congratulate everyone, guys, for being shortlisted to the interview stage. I mean, this is big. Like Beata said, Mandela Washington Fellowship is a very competitive program, and making it this far is huge. Adding on what they have said, I'll just emphasize on reading your application again, guys. You need to read your application. Go through your application again. It is very important. You can't make it to the stage, to the interview stage, and then show up unprepared or not too sure about the contents of your own application, because like they said, the panel may just have decided to ask some specific questions based on your application. So you need to be prepared to discuss this in details. Be prepared to discuss the information that you provided in your application to ensure consistency and coherency in your responses. And to do that, you need to revisit your application again through like thoroughly. I think except that you want to familiarize yourself with what you wrote with your essays, you need to visit again, because you need to remind yourself of the program goals and objectives, so that when you answer to questions in the interview, you align yourselves with the project or the program goals and objectives, and how they align with your own career plans, career goals, and. Another thing is that you have to take note of time and place of an interview. Guys, this is very important. You need to be very like cautious of time and be on time on the day. This will help you minimize stress. You know, interview can be very like cause anxiety, be a bit nervous, and you don't want to run late on the day. Running late can increase anxiety, and it will definitely affect your impact and your ability to perform in an interview room if you run late. So if you arrive a bit early, you give yourself some time, some few minutes, like to calm your nerves, and so that you can be able to get in an interview room with a bit of confidence, you know. So please make sure that you arrive on time and avoid giving that negative impressions, you know, when this, you know what they say about first impressions. So you don't want to be that kind of a person. Like I talked about nervousness, you need to work on your nervousness. It's normal to have like interview nervousness, but you need to work on that. As entering your room nervous will affect your performance, obviously, in the interview room. You can do this by practicing your answers, common interview questions, like use YouTube and stuff, like prepare, practice. If you have to look yourself in the mirror while doing that, do that. If you have to practice with someone who might be able to give feedback on your performance, do that. That will be very helpful. I think the other thing that you need to do, you might want to think about how you want to introduce yourself during the interview, you know. Getting it right will help you boost your confidence and set the tone for the entire interaction. The introduction is an opportunity for you to capture the panel's attention and establish a foundation for the conversation that you are going to have with the panel. So getting it right is very important. Avoid irrelevant personal information when you introduce yourself. You know, giving information about like a mother of 2, 3, it's not that important. It's important that your mom, but not that important for that particular purpose. You also have to be able to talk about the work that you are doing. I know Vera and Emily touched on this. You need to talk about the impact and emphasize your commitment to community development and give examples of how you have contributed to the positive change in your community. As you do that, avoid using like excessive technical jargon that might be unfamiliar to those outside your field of work. You know, keep your language a bit more accessible and clear for a diverse audience. If you feel like you have to, like, there's just no way that you're going to say a certain thing without including your technical jargon, you might have to explain it a bit more so that people can be able to understand what is it that you're talking about. Be able to demonstrate your problem-solving skills. As some of the questions might need you to discuss the challenges that you have encountered and strategies you have employed to overcome them in the past. So talk about your ability to adapt in various situations. Remember, this is a leadership program, so clearly showing your problem-solving skills is a key aspect for effective leadership, and it's very important in this particular program. So you need to be able to talk about your leadership skills, problem-solving skills. By doing that, you communicate to the panel that you are not just aware of challenges in your area of work, but you're also eager to take action and contribute to finding solutions. You have to add examples and give like practical application of your problem-solving skills. One of the questions that might be asked by the panel, I know Beata touched on this, is why you know, I mean, there are thousands of people who applied and hundreds shortlisted candidates for this program. Why you? What sets you apart from the rest? Talk about your unique qualities, experiences, and potential contributions to the fellowship network. This is not just a take, you know, kind of program. It's a take and give kind of program. What is it that you're bringing to the fellowship? Beata touched on this. And it is very important that as you prepare for your interview, you ask yourself, except me going to the US, what is it that I'm bringing? I'll come back again, Beata. I think I've just talked too much now. Let me give other people a chance.
Okay, no problem. Thank you. Thank you very much for adding up that. And I can see that we are left with something like 6 minutes, 50 something seconds. But
really? Are we left with that? Okay, let me just at this one then. You are left at that time, right?
No, don't worry. Don't worry. We will use the same link again because they will still also need to ask questions if they want to ask or if they have any other questions. I can see some of them already continuing in the chat box. But
okay.
Yeah, so I think what we will do is maybe use the same link again.
Oh, okay, but let me just add this one and then we can. Okay, so I wanted to look like most of the questions that come up might be on your weaknesses, you know, the strengths and weaknesses. As you have to be very cautious when answering what are your strengths and weaknesses kind of questions. You will need to present your weaknesses as an opportunity for you to grow, you know. You don't want to discuss it as something that may hinder you or may limit your participation in the program. When you talk about your weaknesses, like, be very cautious not to raise weaknesses that may raise concerns about your ability to fill the responsibilities of the program, you know. So yeah, that is something that I wanted to say.
Okay, thank you very much for adding that. And also, some of you might also want to go and read the chat box. Vera has also given out such an insightful information. And I would love to also add that forgive yourself, please, guys. English is not our mother tongue at all. Even if it's your mother tongue, even if you get the tense wrong, it's okay. Break it. It's okay. Like, those guys won't laugh at you. They won't mock you, and just ignore it. Just continue as nothing has ever happened. And it's not about bombastic words or whatnot, but it's about how you express yourself clearly. And don't shy away also to ask questions. Sometimes you might not hear what they say, or sometimes they might have indirectly or unawarely spoken a bombastic word, and then you don't know what this word say. Tell them to repeat the question. So those that are very much cognizant can be able to see that maybe you did not understand what the question was, and then they will rephrase the question. So please make sure that you don't shy away from asking the question, what asking them to repeat the question at all. And you need to like make sure that you have set your goals like directly. What is it? This one I know that they love asking. What is it that you're going to do upon upon return? Tell them that I am already doing 1, 2, 3, and 4. So when I get back, I am going to continue on what I'm already doing. And obviously, it will be in a developed way. Remember that US is the biggest, or it's one of the what is this? It is one of the developed countries. So we are, most of us are coming from the least developed countries. Tell them that you're going to emulate all the good things that are done in the US, and then you're going to emulate them to the benefit or to the use of your community. So I can see that we're still having something like 3 minutes. Please, guys, don't panic. We'll use the same link again and again until we get things done right now.
Beata, can I add that on setting the goals and what is it that you're going to do when you come back?
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like you said, it is very important, and definitely it's going to come up in the interview. Like you should be able like to talk about your short and long-term goals and clearly explain why you think the fellowship will contribute to achieving these goals. So how you plan to apply the knowledge and skills you gained for your professional and personal growth, you know. But as you do that, be realistic in setting your goals and expectations to avoid like presenting overly ambitious or impractical plans. I know you want to impress the panel, but be cautious not to be extra by presenting like overly ambitious or impractical plans that may raise doubts about your understanding of the program scope and objectives. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. That is very much true. And I'm now kind of scared because of time, but let's not panic. And should we be unable to use this link, I will make a message on my Facebook page, a quick message. Then we should please be able to share it with other people if you know anyone who is also in here. But then let us just continue with like there's nothing that has happened. Also, own pace, guys. Like it's so much important to just look at you and you alone. Sometimes I know some of you are very much punctual, which is one of the biggest things that you have to do. And when you see someone taking long, you feel like that person has already beat you. That's not it. I can talk for 2 hours but say nothing, and one person can talk for 30 seconds and say everything. So don't be scared. Don't fear anyone. Okay, you already tell yourself that you are the boss. You are going to be within. You're going to be during the people. Just tell yourself that. Tell yourself that you are very much capable. You can't be nominated for just being shy, please. And also be good to others. I remember very well on the day of the interview, there was a lady that was coming behind me. When I walked out, I was so pale, guys. And I just said to her, good luck. She was so scared. And after that, fortunately enough, both of us were one of the people that were chosen. And she was like, the fact that you said good luck to me, trust me, it calmed me. But when I looked at your face wasn't agreeing to what you were saying. You looked very red. Okay, guys, sorry. Let's start again. We left with something less than a minute. Let's meet again.
Oh,